Hello friends, welcome to Technical Agriculture. Let's grow with tech. Today we are going to discuss a topic in micro irrigation subject. So our today's topic is factors affecting performance of an irrigation project. I have listed here a few points that can affect performance of irrigation project. Let's see each of them one by one. The first factor we are discussing is contamination of water bodies. Let's assume you have a canal system for irrigating your field. If water in canal contains some suspended materials, waste like plastic waste or animal waste, it may reduce the discharge rate of flow at outlet and hence affect the efficiency of irrigation system. Beyond these problems, plastic waste harms the crops by reducing the quality of water. So, water contamination should be concerned while designing an irrigation project and it should be treated as per requirement. Next factor is seepage and percolation of water. You all are aware of seepage. The most common example of seepage is seepage in bunds. Let's see here two conditions. In the first condition, in the first picture, you can see here this is the base of one, and if the seepage water goes beyond this base, this condition is unstable one. And if the water seepage water does not touches the base end point, this condition shows the stable one. The bund fails in the first condition. We don't need to discuss here the stability of bunds, but the seepage phenomena also occurs while we irrigate our land. This seepage of water into the ground is treated as loss and it should be considered while designing an irrigation project. Second is percolation. Percolation means the infiltration of water in the ground to contribute aquifers. When rainfall occurs, the water infiltrates down and reaches up to aquifer. The same phenomena also takes place while we irrigate a land area. The water is infiltrated down to contribute the aquifer. So this percolation water is not available for our crops. So seepage and percolation both are treated as loss for irrigation system. We need to consider these points while designing or implementing an irrigation project successfully. The next factor which can affect the performance of an irrigation project is evaporation and transpiration. Evaporation is the conversion of water into vapors from the surface of soil, and conversion of water into vapors from the leaf surface from open stomata is known as transpiration. Transpiration and evaporation both are treated as loss, and this is important to consider while designing an irrigation project. If we are supplying an irrigation system and we are ignoring evaporation and transpiration, we are going to supply a lesser amount than required. This may damage the crops and poor the performance of irrigation project. The next factor which affects the performance of an irrigation project is non-uniform pressure distribution. We are especially discussing it in case of drippers or sprinklers. If there is non-uniform distribution of pressure in the pipeline system, then the discharge of water at some places are higher and it is lower at some places. So this system spreads water unevenly to the plants. This may cause excess of water to the crops at some regions and scarcity of water or lesser amount of water to the crops at other region. So there is uniformity needed in the pipeline system so that each crop gets the water as its requirement. For this purpose, in irrigation channels, some pressure regulators are also installed as shown in the second picture in this slide. So there is need of maintaining an uniformity in the irrigation channel while designing an irrigation project and implementing it. So the next factors are soil texture and structure. Soil texture can be determined by the percentage of sand, silt and clay. Depending on the percentage, if the sand percent is greater then the soil is sandy. If clay content is more, then it is clay, and other textures can be defined by well-known textural triangle. As you know, the sandy soils allow good infiltration of water, while clay soils have good water holding capacity. So, depending on the soil type, we can assume that in which form the water is going to be lost. It can be lost in the form of evaporation if the water is clay, because the water holding capacity is good, and in case of sandy soil the water infiltrates down easily, so it can contribute to the groundwater. So soil texture also play an important role for selecting and designing an irrigation project. Soil structure. Different soil structures allows the water differently. As you have already read about different type of soil structure: granular, prismatic, massive, rapid, single grain, blocky, platy. So these structures allows water differently. In case of granular system, granular structures, water uh, water movement is rapid. In case of prismatic and blocky structures, water movement are moderate. And in case of massive and platy structures, water movement is quite slow. So allowance of water in different structures of soil are different. We have to consider these points to design an irrigation project. The next factor which should be taken into consideration is failure in design of an irrigation project. If any step in the estimation of project or any procedure while designing an irrigation project is faulty, then irrigation project may fail, and it can cause losses of livelihood and surrounding areas while irrigation projects have been implemented. For safety purpose and preventing the failure of project, they should take a good factor of safety and backup to prevent loss of lives. It is an important factor for perf- performance of an irrigation project. Next factor is lack of water control during night. Farmers are not able to control water and take proper vision of their field at night or weekends. So excess amount of water goes into the field needed to be irrigated. So this water is included in loss. So lack of water control during night affects the performance of an irrigation project. Next factor is method of water application. In different areas, in different type of soils, there are different method of irrigating land area. In some regions, surface water application is feasible, and in some regions, sprinklers and drippers are installed. Different methods have different advantages and losses. As surface irrigation method allows evaporation of water, while in case of drippers there is no evaporation losses because drippers leave water at the root zone in the subsurface of soil, while in case of sprinklers evaporation is possible, and in case of surface system evaporation is possible. Losses of water is highest in surface method of irrigation, while sprinklers and drippers spread water on the crops efficiently as compared to surface system. So depending on the mode of application of water, the performance of irrigation projects are different. The next factor is land slope. If the slope of land is greater, then water runs down the slope, and due to this, water can be gathered at some places and it runs away at some places, which allows uneven distribution of water on the irrigation land. There is a minor slope allowed on irrigation land if we are adopting surface method of irrigation for movement of water under gravity. So land slope is also an important factor for deciding the effectiveness of irrigation project and its performance. So this is the end of our video. Thank you guys. Thank you for watching my video. Please suggest if any editing is required in this video. I would be glad of getting your feedback. Thank you so much guys. Thanks for watching once again. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and keep watching my YouTube channel Technical Agriculture. Thank you.